So I'm holding the China 50 index, which looks like a solid trade so far. And the trade overall is coming from the H finder, and I think I have discussed the H finder quite a few times and how it assists me getting this kind of trade. So we can just quickly browse through it and look at what we have seen. And the first thing that we could look at is the top setup, which looked at technical economic growth, looks at the overall macros and the fundamentals of a specific country. It gives a scoring, and we use that scoring to determine if an index is bullish or bearish, and then from there I'll have to take a decision based on technical. So if you look at the China 50, it's a +8. Let me just quickly go to asset score and show you exactly where the overall +8 scoring are coming from and why I just decided to swiftly move to take longs on support. So when you look at the China 50, yes, the technicals are bullish, which is nice. You look at the economic growth in terms of PMI and PMIs and retail sales over month, which was quite good. That's bullish. Inflation is just about 1%, which is a slight. Now the forecast was 1.1, and we got a 1.0. And then unemployment rate also, it was just came down by a 0.10%. Then overall, when you look at the H finder score, it's a +8, technicals a 3 plus, because overall technicals are quite solid for China 50 longs. And then the fundamentals are a +5, coming in from the economic growth. It seems to be very solid and good economic growth coming in from China currently, and overall it gave a plus. And overall it gave a plus what do you call a +8. Then I went back to look for technicals. So on the technical side, uh, we have seen for the couple of few days, we've seen China 50 rejecting almost on the 14,453 point, roughly 79 point area, but on that overall area of support. That's where we have been rejecting on China 50. And I marked my support and immediately we went towards that support. We decided to execute longs with a stop loss a -2% of my account, and so far I am up about 4%. And the next direction for me is to look for a break above that high and look for such a move, to look for a continuation higher. And if that happens, then I'm gonna trail my stop to secure about 4% profit in this trade. Which, oh, look at that. Which overall, I think I've said this and I'm recording this while I'm live. It's looks nice. It looks like I can predict the market. And when things are like this, it looks like you're a great trader. Overall, I've taken quite a few losses, but overall, with this trade, it's been my strongest trade lately since we've seen indices being flat for the couple of days. Again, I was looking at the Dow Jones, which is Dow Industrial. I didn't take it because the H finder, and we've discussed the H finder already, has not given me any bias towards it. And something that has given bias is it's the British pound against the dollar. I am bearish for the dollar. I am bullish for the British pound. I've went long there. Something funny and stupid that I did was I firstly opened a position here using a very big leverage at a very big size. I was not aware, and as the day unfolded, then later on, after I came back and I look at this, I'm like, hey, such a big loss. And I was just slightly on a drawdown. I closed that, reopened a position on a good amount size. But overall, I'm flat for the day. Just hoping that GU holds that support. And if you want to look at why I decided to long there, The H fund, I think, explained it very nicely. Just gonna go to Forex scorecard, and we look at why and the fundamentals behind why British pound it's quite strong. British pound overall, we're also getting a +8. When you look at the technicals, are very bullish. You can't deny that overall technicals have flipped bullish. COT weekly change, it is bullish. I think we got a weekly a lower change. I mean, a flat change in the US weekly unemployment claims. Sentimental bias, retail sentiment is bearish, which makes which it says the crowd are also bullish with me. Normally, that will be and vice versa. But anyway, the economic growth as well, it's bullish. The +4, which is a very solid British pound. Economists seem to be doing quite well. And the inflation data, it's also bearish. Labor market, it's flat. So we're getting a +8 overall bias. And I think while discussing that, it's fair for me to also look at the UK economic heat map because it's of interest. Because today we had a UK unemployment rate, which the forecast was 5.0, and we got a 4.9%, which was a surprise of a minus 0.1%. That is why it seems quite bullish compared compared to a dollar, compared to the US dollar, compared to a US dollar where the latest inflation data we forecast 3.8% when we got the 3.5%, which is a surprise of minus 0.3%. And overall, when also PPI, we forecasted 6.2 and we got a 5.5, which was quite a miss in inflation data, which keep the Fed a bit more restrictive compared to what we were last month. We're a bit restrictive. Um, I mean, keep the Feds more relaxing where we're not saying there will be rate cuts, but they're saying inflation is coming down. With inflation coming down, what you could see and really what you could see inflation coming down. And today we heard that um, we know the story of China and Iran. Yeah, ceasefire, no ceasefire, ceasefire, no ceasefire. That tends to confuse that, but like practical looking at the macros, inflation was a very big change in the scoring overall to get us to a +8. And the technicals, looking at that, the technicals, we've been bearish for the couple of months, for the past 3 months on GU. And when we immediately flipped, I decided to go long on that support and see if the long will hold. And the last one, I think that we're gonna discuss for this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. The last one that we're gonna discuss on this video, and I think I'll also put up an article on YouTube about it. I mean on Facebook and TikTok, and some mini report article that I normally write on my Facebook and TikTok. If you wanna get that, do not forget to check it out on Esli Ahorfum on Facebook and TikTok. So it's Li'agor for more in my native language, but normal people that are speaking they say it Li'ago, Li'agor for more capital. Anyway, um, gold with inflation coming in, cool. Gold gave us a we got a continuation lower, but look, gold it's no longer part of my top setup, right? And if it's not part of my top setup because the fundamentals have practically changed, and the conclusion of me saying the macros have changed is looking at inflation and a possible ceasefire coming through in within the geopolitics de-escalation, was to say we're going to start to see inflation coming down, and the Feds, when inflation is coming down, there's ceasefire, possible for higher inflation are not really as aggressive, and we've seen the Feds might be more relaxing, might not get rate hikes, and we've seen gold trying to push to the upside. With that, I've moved my stop loss to break even. I have de-risked trying to see if we're gonna break below the current support. We've been holding that support for quite a while now, been retesting that support and rejecting from that support. I am more interested to see if this support is a support that will hold overall. But if we're to look at this, we seem to have broken below. I don't know how you want to mark your trend line, but we've seen to be broken above the trend line that has been there, and there's this line that I've marked as an intermediate or near-term uh, support. And if that breaks again, we're going to be taken out on the break even, or we're going to get the usual. It rejects back to retest that, and eventually we're going to break below that. And I think if we start to see gold breaking below that, maybe coming in the next month, is either you're gonna get a very bad NFP data, or possible, I mean, a very strong NF. What am I saying? If you get a very strong NFP data, will depend on the market direction. Because might take that as inflationary, and if they take that as inflationary, we might break below that. Interesting, and also looking at next month inflation data. Also, will it be coming out? So we're really in a decisive phase in terms of technicals for gold, and this is where I think my decisive phase are for gold. So these are the only three that I'm really holding for now, and I think that's a quick update of the current positioning that I have, which are looking good, by the way. For the first time in a while, I have three positions. Two of those are beautiful. Sorry about that. So thank you so much for join. Thank you for so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And this will be posted in the morning. And I truly appreciate all of you. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Let's get to 200 subscribers, and let's see if you're gonna like our YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok for articles and long-term trading ideas. Very soon, stocks to be coming in that. Other than that, thank you so much.